Hey everyone, I'm Gurleen. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we'll be discussing the trade plan for tomorrow, that is March 22nd, 2023, for Nifty and Bank Nifty and a few select stocks which must be on your watch list. So the global markets are in sync and we saw a positive daily close in the Indian indices. So is it the start of a new leg on the upside or is it just a corrective pullback? We are yet to find out. So stay tuned till the end of the video and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and do ring the notification bell so that you never miss an update. So without any further ado, let's get into the video starting with Nifty 50. So here on the daily chart of Nifty 50, you can see that the index has held on to this harmonic potential reversal zone of 16,989 as we had been discussing over the past few trading sessions, and we have seen some relief in the index as it has closed around the high of the day. But you can see over here that it is still stuck within this range of 17,200 and 16,800. So what can happen in the upcoming trading sessions? Let's take a look at the hourly time frame to understand on better terms. Now here you can see that we had a horizontal support line pegged at the level of about 16,800 and we were discussing the possibility of the index spending some time consolidating within this range and then decisively break out to catch on to the trend. Now we also have a harmonic pattern at this particular point and it will only get activated above the level of 17,145 and thereafter a potential upside of about 17,440 to 17,452 can open up. But as we have been referring to the levels of 17,170 and 17,200 as a strong resistance for the past couple of videos, so that would be the first hurdle that Nifty needs to surpass in order for this pattern as well to get triggered and for the continuation of the positive momentum on the upside. So we can say that a conclusive sign of the positive momentum would be a closing above the levels of 17,145 to 17,200, and in that case this pattern will also get triggered for a potential upside of about 17,452. On the 15-minute chart, so after having opened on a gap up basis, the index traded within a narrow range and then broke out on the upside, posting a strong closing, and it is also trading above these moving averages which can be considered as the trailing supports for the index. Now here on the chart I have mentioned the major support and resistance levels for Nifty. So the support is at 16,940 and 16,828, whereas the resistance is at 17,170 to 17,200. Now let's move to Bank Nifty. So here on the daily chart of Bank Nifty, you can see that every candle has closed higher than the previous candle, and in today's trading session, Bank Nifty has closed around the highs. If you observe over here as well that today it has broken out of this inside bar's high at 39,705 and the positive momentum has stayed intact, which is hinting that the prevailing bearishness might be coming to an end. And another interesting point to note is that today Bank Nifty has closed above the breakdown level of 39,600 and 39,400. Now if we move to the hourly time frame, here the harmonic pattern was triggered above the level of 39,597, and you can see that as the index surpassed this level, the bulls started to enjoy the party and Bank Nifty has almost tested the levels of about 39,970. Now the initial target for this harmonic pattern happens to be around 40,268, where we might see some cool off in the index towards the averages, and then Bank Nifty can continue to inch higher towards the levels of 40,718, which also coincides with the moving averages on the daily scale. Now here on the 15-minute chart, after having opened on a gap up basis, Bank Nifty traded within a narrow range and then decisively broke out the range on the upside. Now this positive momentum might continue as long as Bank Nifty is trading above the 15-minute averages as well, and those who find the shorter time frame handy, you can consider these averages as the trailing supports. So here I've written down the major support and resistance levels for Bank Nifty. So the support happens to be around 39,455 and 39,290, whereas the resistance is pegged at 40,268 and 40,718. Now let's move to stocks stocks, starting with Reliance. So we were discussing Reliance since the last couple of videos, and the update over here is that the maximum downside that I was expecting in Reliance was the level of 2187. Now yesterday we saw some relief or some respite coming in Reliance towards the end of the day, and today Reliance has almost registered an intraday candle of about 3%, and it has achieved the initial target of about 2270, and it's only a matter of time before it tests the breakdown level of 2313. So one can consider trailing their stops or adjusting the risk to minimum in Reliance. Now if we take a look at ICICI Bank, as we discussed in one of the videos, that the long lower wicks in ICICI Bank are suggesting that demand might be picking up, and we were aiming for an upside towards the moving averages, which has been achieved here. So is there still some room left for ICICI Bank on the upside? Well, yes, if we take a look on the hourly time frame, so here we can see that ICICI Bank is well placed above the pivot at 836 and is also placed above the moving averages. So as of now, at this particular point at the levels of 850, the risk to reward is not quite favorable. But if ICICI Bank dips towards the pivot or the moving averages, then some low risk entries can be looked at for a probable target of about 864, 865 at this counter. Well, on that note, it's Gurleen signing off. Until we meet again, have a good time.